Paul Ryan made a tactical error. Today, he has come out and indicated that he will vote for Donald Trump. Now, he did not say that he is endorsing Donald Trump, but his people, when questioned, indicated that they're not playing word games and that Mr. Ryan does endorse Donald Trump. Now, I got a question for you. If Paul Ryan really is endorsing Donald Trump, why didn't he let Donald Trump know ahead of time so that Donald Trump could have gotten a boost from appearing together with Mr. Ryan when he received his endorsement? Paul Ryan is playing footsie here, and my belief is that though he indicates that he's going to vote for Donald Trump, he is not wholeheartedly behind Mr. Trump. I'm going to play this clip from MSNBC News where Chris Matthews makes the announcement of Mr. Ryan's indication of who he will vote for in the coming election.
29 days after Trump became the presumptive nominee for the Republican Party, House Speaker Paul Ryan made it official. He says he'll vote for Trump in November. He made the announcement in a column in his hometown newspaper, but at no point in the column does he say the words endorse or endorsement. NBC's Luke Russer joins us now from Capitol Hill. Anyway, Luke, tell us what the meaning is. Is there a big meaning between I'll vote for the guy and I'll endorse him?
Well, his spokesperson, Brendan Buck, said on Twitter that we're not playing word games, so consider this an endorsement. And if you go through and read that op-ed, Paul Ryan essentially comes around to saying, look, we have these policy ideas in the House of Representatives that have to do with national security, that have to do with health care, that have to do with taxes, etc. And I believe as Speaker that Donald Trump is the best person to put those into action as president. That if Hillary Clinton is elected, it's 4 more years of quote-unquote liberal cronyism, and that is why Donald Trump will get my vote. Ryan is still going to run this parallel campaign, Chris. He's going to talk about policy, and those policy ideas will come out in the next few weeks. But this is a big step because we had been told by his staff for quite some time that there were huge ideological differences between Trump and Ryan on issues like trade, like issues like immigration. Paul Ryan calling out Donald Trump about his ban on Muslims, about the violence that was occurring at his rallies, about being slow to disavow with the Ku Klux Klan and David Duke. So Ryan has certainly come around here and is being a quote-unquote, I can say, good soldier, as one fellow Republican of his told me. But he was on an island for some time, Chris. I mean, look, he was the only Republican leader in Congress that had not endorsed Donald Trump. There was speculation he may do that last week. He still wasn't there. But between the idea that Trump can enact the House Republican agenda and his comfort with Donald Trump not overstepping his bounds as an executive and being a responsible executive in terms of acknowledging the legislative branch, Ryan is in a comfortable position now to endorse. One other thing I will just throw in here at the end, Chris, I find fascinating about all of this, is Ryan gave no heads up to Trump's team. He is still very much keeping his own distance, if you will. In his op-ed, he says that he will speak out and comment when he feels like it if something that Trump says is not proper, like what I mentioned before about the Muslim ban and the sort of disavow of the KKK. So even though this is an endorsement, it's not a full-on, I'm going to grab your hand, go up on stage, hold it up for the money shot, and go barnstorm the country with you. There's still a little bit of hesitancy to do that.
Well, he's taking his time. Anyway, thank you. NBC's Luke Russer up on Capitol Hill. From perspective from the Trump campaign, I'm joined now by NBC's Katie Terry, who's out in San Francisco. So what do you make of the timing? I mean, Donald Trump is very good at watching the news coverage of everybody. He's watching Hillary's speech today. He's seeing her at top of the fold, top of the banner at the paper tomorrow morning. He said, wait a minute, I can nudge her out of there. Do you think there was some collusion there with he and the speaker?
I'm I'm not entirely sure if there was some collusion, but it would show a degree of strategy behind the scenes between the speaker and Donald Trump that we haven't yet seen. It would certainly try to tilt the news cycle back in Donald Trump's direction. And we've been seeing Donald Trump and his campaign do that on its own now for quite some time, but this would be new for he and the speaker to do it cohesively together, and it would show some party unity in going up against Hillary Clinton. I want to note, though, just how similar, Chris, Hillary Clinton's speech was to Mitt Romney's Never Trump speech back in March. Mitt Romney...
All right, so Donald Trump obviously is the nominee for the Republican Party. I think Paul Ryan's playing games here, and he is playing a very dangerous game, and in the position that he's in at the moment, he is basically in a no-win situation. He's not going to get close enough to Trump in order to help him, but he's not distancing himself enough from Trump in order to try to help the people that are running for re-election that are in battleground districts. Paul Ryan's trying to have it both ways, and in my opinion, the distance between Paul Ryan and Donald Trump on so many issues as outlined just don't make sense as far as Ryan jumping in here and supporting Trump and stating that Hillary Clinton is more dangerous than Donald Trump just doesn't wash. One thing about Hillary Clinton, she likes to make deals. She's an experienced politician, and she would be able to get things done. With Donald Trump, it's more like his way or the highway. So you tell me which one is more dangerous. Paul Ryan is probably looking to the 2020 election in order to take a run against Hillary Clinton, because I honestly believe he feels that Donald Trump is not going to win. So he is trying to position himself as a good soldier so that he can bring the Republican establishment with him when he decides to make that run in 2020.